Hawkeye is definitely the Hanzo of the Marvel Rivals universe, but with a little bit of a stronger kit because he does come with melee capabilities as well and multiple types of arrows. You're gonna have a shock arrow, explosive arrow, piercing arrows, and his passive actually makes for a very sharp increase in his damage. Hawkeye definitely plays like the archer you want, and he's definitely a different feel than every other duelist that is out there. And even the slingshot of Squirrel Girl doesn't exactly feel it, so he feels very unique and very fun to play. So let's take a look at Hawkeye's abilities, and he's gonna have two different types of arrows. First is gonna be your piercing arrow, which you have unlimited of. You just keep firing arrows. The longer you hold the drawstring, the more damage it does. The other one is if you switch to blast arrow, you go 1 and 2 to switch, and these are just exploding triple arrows you fire, and they do less damage, but you can do some AoE with it. I actually love his Hunter Sight Q, his ultimate ability, which basically makes like after images of all your opponents, and when you do, you can just shoot them, and they still take the damage you would have got as if you shot them directly. His shift is called Crescent Slash, which allows you to just basically hit a slash mark on them to force them back. Now, he also has a V Slash as well, which is called Ronin Strike, which is a Wakazi strike frontal enemies. His E is a Hypersonic Arrow, which has a pretty good damage to it, as well will go through multiple enemies, and he has a double jump, which is called Skyward Leap, where he goes boing boing and gets to higher levels like you would see from Squirrel Girl using her tail, or the double jump of Moon Knight. Now, finally, he does have a passive called Archer's Focus. Aim at an enemy to improve the focus, enhancing the damage inflicted by piercing arrows. That is his #1 type of arrow. And he doesn't currently have any team-up abilities, which is kind of stupid. I feel like Hawkeye needs a team-up of some kind. I'm sad he doesn't have one. Now, as you see, the longer you stare at it, it activates ability, and you can one-shot if you stare down long enough with a fully drawn piercing arrow. Now you can switch to his explosive arrows. Gotta put it between them, gets all the damage. Now here is his double leap, or double jump, skyward bounce. Easy peasy. Now here's the cool thing about his sonic arrow, it will actually go through multiple enemies, so wait till this respawn, and it's a ball. Finally, you have your melees, which is first your shift, which is your hack and slash strike, and then you also have a V Wakazi strike. And finally, the fun part, which is his ultimate. His ultimate is really fun. As you can see, everyone in the area will, and you just shoot the after images, which will actually do damage to them as well. So you see, even if they're not in there originally, they will leave the after images you can then shoot. Hawkeye is a very straightforward character, and your aim will matter. If you don't have good aim, he's not going to be the best character for you, but he can do a ton of damage. Like, for example, the longer you stare down, as you see, fully maxed out, you get that smoke coming off of it, and you can finish off. Now, as you saw there with all the different types of arrows, he has a weapon arsenal at his back. And if you try to get up into his face, you do have those 2 melee Wakazi attacks that will allow you to basically get away, or even get a close kill. Now, the thing about the drawstring, it's going to be fun playing on PlayStation with that haptic feedback, because that was one of the things they mentioned. That's something that we did experience when we played Marvel's Avengers, is that feeling of tautness on the drawstring of the bow when you're playing with those haptic feedback on those adaptive triggers. Now, I'm going to be playing on PlayStation, so I'm looking forward to that, and I was really surprised by how fun Hawkeye was to play. When I saw his announcement trailer, he didn't look like my type of character, because I'm not a Hanzo player, but his ultimate is so inventive, and I like the fact that they've taken some chances on some ultimate abilities that some are kind of lame, like Captain America's is just terrible, and others are really fun, like the after images caused by Hawkeye's ability, where you can just shoot arrows into them and cause them damage is a way to rack up a ridiculous amount of kills. Now, if you're on the move, you can keep bringing people into it, and then you just shoot those purple ghosts and cause a ton of damage and rack up a bunch of kills real quick. I like the fact that they incorporated some of the Ronin capabilities into Hawkeye, which made you be able to defend yourself. That Ronin strike, because let's remember, Hawkeye is an archer, but he is also a master swordsman, and that is something we've always known about Clint. When he went rogue and decided to no longer to be Hawkeye and no longer to shoot a bow and just commit revenge on everyone with a samurai sword, like, he could do that because he had that skill set. He doesn't have to be that one-trick Hanzo pony like he had as an Overwatch, where you can make this kit that is robust. He has the ability, the agility to do the double jump, to get to higher areas, to shoot down arrows on his opponent. But if you try to come up on him, he can defend himself with wicked good sword attacks, and both of them have their own cooldown, so you could actually double sword attack. Both the shift and the V button are on their own cooldown, so you have two distinct sword strikes to defend yourself with. He has a lot of mobility, and his passive is sneaky good, so if you pull the full string on your bow and you wait an extra second to headshot them, you're probably going to get that one-hit kill, and if they're low, they're definitely going down. And he has that ability to fire off a lot of arrows during his ultimate, which is just absolutely ridiculous. Hawkeye is going to be a fun character. I think you're going to see a lot of Hawkeye versus Black Widow matchups, or them working together could be interesting if you have them just like picking everyone off, one with a gun, one with a bow. I actually found myself really enjoying Hawkeye and was surprised. Now, he's not my favorite duelist. That still goes to Squirrel Girl. I found her to be the most fun to play throughout. But I did find Hawkeye to be really, really strong and a much better duelist than I expected. And I put him in the same categories like Moon Knight or Iron Fist or Bucky as characters I'd gladly play the duelist, even though that isn't my normal go-to class. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you going to be playing some Hawkeye now that the game is live? Or is he just not the type of character for you? Do you like the skins look? Are you hoping for a Ronin look? I know I certainly am. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and later, mates.